Hi, I stutter. Stuttering has been a big part of my life. It's a speech disorder that has made it a challenge for me to speak smoothly. Um, I've had it for most of my life, but over the past couple of years, it's gotten much worse. Having simple conversations can turn into these nerve-wracking tasks. Like, I get anxious about talking in front of others. I worry about what they might think of me or if they'll get impatient. It messes up my confidence, and I feel very self-conscious about it. I've tried all sorts of things to deal with my stutter. I, I've tried speech therapy. I've tried breathing techniques, slowing down my speech, and practicing certain phrases and sounds. And nothing has really seemed to work that well for me. Um, because of this, I have stopped speech therapy, and I am trying to just learn how to deal with it myself, and to try and become more comfortable with my voice and my fluency. I've had a fair share of tough moments and doubts because it is really overwhelming sometimes, and often I will question if it's ever going to go away or get better. It's not a good mindset to have, but it can get very frustrating when I can't say a simple sentence or have a small conversation with someone. I'm learning to accept it as part of who I am. It's sometimes makes me stronger and more confident if I'm being honest with it and just accepting that it's there and that I can't help it. I've started trying to be more open about my experiences and sharing them with others to try and spread awareness and show people what it's really like. It's not easy, but what I realized is that everyone has their own challenges, and it's not about those challenges themselves, but it's about how we deal with it and support each other. It's a tough road, but it's a big part of who I am. So if my story can help someone else, then I want to share it. So rewind back to a couple of years ago when I first noticed my speech disorder getting worse. It went from having simple blocks to not being able to speak one single full sentence without getting stuck on a word or not being able to say a word even. Oftentimes, I'll have to change the word I'm trying to say. Um, for example, if I'm stuck on the word actually, I might say really instead, or literally, because I don't feel confident, I don't feel comfortable openly stuttering in front of people who I'm not very close with. And so I'll try and change the words that I'm saying in order to not stutter. And that's not always healthy to do because it's not going to make me any more comfortable with my stuttering. It's just me trying to find a way around it. And I do realize that, um, but I'm much more comfortable with not stuttering as much in front of people. I've tried breathing exercises, slowing down my pace, practicing specific words as I've said. Nothing has really helped me that much. So I'm taking a public speaking class. It's called rhetoric, and I'm trying to get more comfortable speaking in front of others and learning how to not get scared about stuttering in front of people. Because I am still very self-conscious about it, and I really do not like stuttering in front of anyone, even my close family and friends, because I feel like I'm not going to be taken as seriously if I stutter. I feel like I sound dumb or uneducated. I feel like I am going to sound like I'm lying if it takes me a long time to answer a simple question because it may seem like I am stalling or taking extra time to answer, and it really sucks, and it makes me upset that I can't just say what I want to say when I want to say it. Um, my journey with stuttering has had its fair share of ups and downs, but as I said, I am realizing that everyone has their own challenges and that we need to face it head on in order to conquer it. Um, I don't think I will ever um, not stutter, and I don't like that, but I'm slowly getting more comfortable with that, because it's been about 6 years when it's been really bad, and I, I'm kind of used to it. I got my first job a few months ago at a fast food restaurant, and when I'm order taking, I will stutter sometimes, and I am always really scared of sounding uneducated or like a newbie, and like I have no clue what I'm talking about because of my stutter, and I don't want to sound like I am lying, or just like not educated because if someone asks me a question about, a meal or a price or a custom order, I want to be able to answer that quickly and efficiently without having a stutter because I don't want them to think I am not answering honestly or I don't know the answer to the question. It gets very frustrating, especially because not everyone is patient and not everyone realizes what a stutter is or that I have one. And it's really hard to tell people about it who aren't willing to learn. Um, because if they don't want to learn, then I don't want to tell them. And it creates this barrier where I'm feeling upset, they're impatient with me, and I don't feel I can't talk to them anymore. I don't feel like I can talk to them anymore without getting upset or having a breakdown. Um, Stuttering has been a very tough obstacle in my life over the past couple of years, and this month especially it has gotten worse. I've been having a lot of anxiety and stress, and and when that happens, I'll stutter more because, my heart rate increases. I'm nervous and focus on other things. I'm distracted and 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 it's hard to focus on just what I'm saying. And like for this video, I'm talking pretty slowly compared to how I talk in person. And it's because I'm trying to provide an informational video and just a personal video about all of my experiences with stuttering, but I will talk really fast in person, and sometimes I'll talk faster than my brain can keep up with, or vice versa, and it's hard to adapt to everyone's preferences because some people are okay with my stuttering, and some of them get annoyed or impatient, and I really try to just ignore that and speak how I'm comfortable, but it's not always what other people want, and it's not fair that I feel like I have to adapt to that, but I do, and it's hard. So if I had one message to share to anyone who stutters or has a similar disorder or challenge in their life, just try and focus on you and what you're comfortable with and your preferences, and don't adapt to other people's wants if it makes you uncomfortable, because there's been way too many times where I will, change the words I'm saying or say, what, never mind, it's not important, because I don't want to make the person impatient, and that really sucks, and I should not have to feel that way. And so, if you are going through something along these lines, just know that we all have struggles and challenges, and you're not alone, because you know it's it's tough, but if we can all be more open-minded and respectful to each other, and just try and be educated and listen and learn to what each other's needs are for speaking or walking, like really anything physical or mental. If we all just try to have a level playing field and really see what the other person is going through or dealing with, it'll lead to a much better environment for everyone involved. And so I just wanted to come forward and make this video just about my personal experiences and just a brief talk about what stuttering is to me and how it's affected my life, and try and just open up and shed some positivity about overcoming the struggles, because you know I may never not stutter, but I'm learning to become more comfortable with who I am and how I sound. And so I wanted to thank everyone for listening. If you see this video and it encourages you in any way, I would love to hear how it did, um, because this is something very personal to me that I am opening up and sharing about, that I really hope reaches someone else who needs it, who needs to hear this video. Um, and, and so with that, I just wanted to say you are perfect who you are, in your own body, in your own voice, in your own place in life, in your own mental state, in your own physical state, in your own skin. And don't let anyone around you change who you are or who you think you should be, because you're perfect the way you are, and you don't deserve to have to conform to other people's expectations. Um, Thank you for listening. I will see you again in the next message I have for you. Goodbye.